What if I told you that your US visa expiring isn't a death sentence for your American dream? Stick around, because what I'm about to share could change everything for you. Hey everyone, welcome to Law Unwrapped, the channel where we simplify the law to empower your future. Today, we're tackling a topic that causes a lot of sleepless nights. What do I do if my US visa expires? Many people panic, thinking they have to pack their bags and leave immediately. But that's a huge misconception. Overstaying your visa doesn't automatically mean you're out of options. In fact, you still have rights and potential legal pathways. The absolute key: you need to act before immigration authorities act on you. So let's clear up the biggest point of confusion right away. Your visa stamp is not the same as your legal stay. Think of your visa as the key to enter the house. Once you're inside, a different rule dictates how long you can stay. That rule is your I-94 record. This distinction is vital because it leads to another critical concept: being out of status versus accumulating unlawful presence. They sound similar, but they have drastically different consequences. Being out of status simply means you've violated the terms of your visa, for instance, by stopping your studies on an F1 visa. Unlawful presence, however, begins accumulating the day after your I-94 expires. If you accumulate more than 180 days of unlawful presence and then leave the U.S., you could trigger a 3-year ban from re-entering. If you accumulate more than a year, that could become a 10-year ban. These bars are serious hurdles, and our goal is to help you avoid them entirely. Let me tell you a real story to show you what's possible. Let's call her Maria. Maria came to the U.S. on a B1, B2 tourist visa to visit family and explore the country. She fell in love with the culture, the opportunities, and she saw a future for herself here. But time flew by, and before she knew it, her I-94 had expired. She had overstayed by a few months and was starting to panic. She heard stories from friends about people getting deported, and she was terrified to even leave her apartment. But instead of hiding, Maria did something incredibly brave and smart. She decided to face the problem head-on. She didn't try to figure it out herself by reading forums or listening to rumors. She found a qualified immigration attorney. The lawyer reviewed her situation and explained that because she entered the country legally, she had options. Maria had always dreamed of getting a degree in marketing. Her lawyer helped her prepare and file an application to change her status from an overstayed tourist to an F1 student. It wasn't easy. It required a lot of paperwork, a detailed explanation of why she didn't apply sooner, and proof that she could support her studies. But because she acted before any immigration enforcement action was taken against her, her application was approved. Maria enrolled in college, excelled in her studies, and after graduating, she found a company willing to sponsor her for a work visa. Fast forward a few years, and Maria, the same person who once hid in fear of deportation, is now a proud green card holder. What's the lesson from Maria's story? Proactive steps are your best defense. Panic leads to paralysis, but action leads to solutions. She didn't wait for a scary letter in the mail. She took control of her situation. Her story proves that an overstay is not the end of the road. It's a critical turning point that demands immediate, informed action. So, what should you do the moment you realize your I-94 is about to expire, or worse, has already expired? Let's break down the immediate action plan. First, as we've discussed, check your I-94. Go to the official CBP website and confirm your admit until date. Don't rely on the stamp in your passport. This is your #1 priority. Second, and this is non-negotiable, consult a qualified immigration attorney. Not a notario, not a paralegal, not a well-meaning friend. A licensed attorney who specializes in immigration law. Why? Because every case is unique. Your country of origin, your manner of entry, your personal circumstances, all these details matter. An attorney can give you a confidential, accurate assessment of your specific options, which might include things you've never even heard of. Third, if you and your attorney decide on a path forward, like filing for an extension or a change of status, it's crucial to file the application before your current I-94 expires. Filing on time grants you a period of authorized stay while your case is pending. This is a powerful protection that stops you from accumulating unlawful presence. Even if your I-94 date passes while you're waiting for a decision, it's a legal shield. Fourth, keep meticulous records of everything. Every form you fill out, every receipt from USCIS, every email exchanged with your lawyer. Create a physical folder and a digital one. In immigration matters, the person with the best documentation often has the best outcome. This paper trail is your proof that you have been proactive and are acting in good faith. And finally, stay calm. I know it's easier said than done, but freaking out won't help. Your energy is better spent exploring your real options. You might be eligible for an adjustment of status if you married a U.S. citizen. You might have a legitimate claim for asylum. There are also special visas for victims of crime or trafficking. You won't know unless you explore these avenues with a professional. Now, just as important as knowing what to do is knowing what not to do. Let's cover the big mistakes that can turn a fixable problem into a disaster. First and foremost, do not hide or lie to immigration officers. If you're ever questioned by an officer from ICE or CBP, you have the right to remain silent and the right to an attorney. Misrepresenting facts or using fraudulent documents is a serious offense that can get you permanently barred from the U.S. Honesty, guided by legal counsel, is always the best policy. Second, don't ignore official mail or notices to appear in court. Ignoring a problem doesn't make it go away. It makes it worse. A missed court date can result in an in absentia removal order, meaning you could be ordered deported without ever presenting your case. Always open your mail and immediately share it with your attorney. Third, do not work without authorization. I understand the financial pressure is immense, but working illegally can make it much harder to adjust your status later. It's considered a violation of immigration law and can be used against you. Talk to your lawyer about options for obtaining work authorization legally. And finally, a huge one, do not leave the U.S. without getting legal advice first. As we discussed, leaving the country after accumulating unlawful presence is what can trigger the 3- and 10-year re-entry bars. You might think leaving is the right thing to do, but you could be unintentionally locking yourself out for a decade. An attorney can advise if it's safer to stay and fix your status from within the U.S. Look, navigating the U.S. immigration system can feel like trying to solve a complex puzzle in the dark. But you don't have to do it alone. A visa expiration feels like a door slamming shut, but it's really a signal that you need to find a new door, maybe even a window. It's a call to action. Remember the phrase we started with: law is not punishment, it's protection. If you understand it, by understanding your rights, knowing the difference between your visa and your I-94, and taking swift, informed action with professional help, you can protect your future here. Maria's story isn't a one-in-a-million miracle. It's an example of what's possible when you replace fear with a strategy. Thank you so much for tuning in to Law Unwrapped. If this video was helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who might need to hear this message. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next video. We're here to keep simplifying the law and empowering you. Stay safe, stay informed, and we'll see you in the next one.